Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Kcca Fc TV show. Remember, this is where you get everything first interview for a new signed player, first words from the fans on the fan zone when they're trying to speak about anything on the show, first exclusive from any of our former footballers, that is, call them legends or anything related to this football club. First news, that is club news coming in from the football club, and a lot more on the show tonight. Now, we started off this week with the fans, their reactions on social media. That is when we announced Mazengo Stefano Loro on this show last week. And this is what exactly they had to think. Just to take you through what some of the fans had to say. They were like, wow, Kcca FC, nice unveiling. This is stuff you don't buy. It's Kcca Football Club. Fans talking about different things like top stuff. He's going to be a very great player for Kcca Football Club. Some of the fans also coming, that is on Facebook. Dan on Facebook also said this club is something else. Getting an Italian to play in this club is going to be something that will pull the fans. We also expect more fans to come at the stadium because he's not a player that has played so much in the Uganda Premier League before. He has been part of the Ugandan football, but not in the Uganda Premier League. More reactions on Facebook, fans saying things like... And we also had Mazengo thanking the fans and the football club. He also joined Twitter immediately. He opened up a Facebook page. He already had a Facebook account but didn't have a Facebook page. And now he has opened up a Twitter account, and in just a flash, it had a lot of followers. And you get to think that they're good vibes at the football club, good stuff. And not only for the social media, we also caught up with the fans. We took to the fans and asked them what exactly do they think of the new signing, Stefano Loro Mazengo. This is what exactly they had to tell us about the new signing. They also went ahead to tell us why exactly football players from foreign countries do not blossom when they come to Uganda, and also where they think Mazengo Stefano Loro will be playing and who is his biggest competition at Kcca FC. Remember, he's a midfielder. This is what happened when we caught up with the fans.
My name is Chiberu Faizo, but people have given me a new name. I'm Chiberu Zego Mazengo Odumegu Faizo. I'm called Rena, Kcca fan. I've been a fan since childhood because I grew up from a household where my dad was a Kcca fan, so 100% Kcca addict. Honestly, I'm excited about the transfer business of the club, in a way that we are signing young players who are very talented. They are well exposed to the league. They have been in the league. They are young. They are ready to learn. In that, we have signed people like Ashraf Mugume or Fadiga, someone who is agile. He is prolific. Who doesn't know Ashraf Mugume in Uganda? Maybe when you've just come in the country. But if you've been in the country for some few good years or months, you are aware of Fadiga's ability. When you look at someone like Neymar, oh my God, the stats can speak for themselves. You don't need microwaves, you don't need binoculars to look at what Neymar can bring on table. So I have my trust in my coach. I don't think he will start off, even like the first new signings, that's all atandikira na muntu gwataina amubwesigwa. First of all, the principles of football are, the best principle is hard working. We have seen Gift Ali transforming from being, I think, worst at the club to being what? Best at the club. That is through hard working. We have all seen what Gift has been doing on the pitch. So that means if Zego can be hard working, he is going to be the best signing Uganda has ever seen. The fact that azanye kone ba players aba Kcca
I'm sure he's settled in already, and he was training with a team before COVID. Being signed right now for 2 years, there was until more like now 4 years. Like any other place, you would go in any other foreign place. There's language barrier, there's going about everything, like the city, coping up with everything going on. It takes time to settle in.
Some players come from countries which speak French. He has come in the country where he's going to use English as the main what? As the main language. They are going to get issues. Another thing, we have fake infrastructures, the stadiums and what. Take an example of my man Odumegu. Odumegu, we all know what Odumegu can do, but Odumegu, he came in a country where you may find that the stadiums are not all that good, so he had to take time to adapt.
And I think we expect much from them at a short notice, like tetubawa time bulungi kugezaako kusettlinga in, because soccer is not all about like kuzanya mchisao. Even like Bino Bella settled psychologically, mentally, kati tu expecting much from them before nga tebana bana bobe nyini kweterezanga abantu.
Odumegu has just come. He has just played only 2 games. We are demanding 100 goals. These are people who have just come in a league that is not very easy, that lacks structures, whereby they need time to adapt. But even us, like if we fans, we can give time to these players, I'm sure they can deliver. They can give us the best.
I, for one, I can't assure you that the previous foreign players were successful at the club. Not really. They weren't so successful as we expected. But that was then, and this is a new chapter. I hope he will perform. Be it that I have a big trust in our technical team, of which, given their experience in the field, they know how to groom the players, and I think they will groom the Italian. He has to expect competition, because at Kcca we have very many good midfielders who play the same position, the likes of Giftali, the likes of Herbert Achai. So the competition will be there, but it's out of competition that a player becomes a very good player. So all in all, he's lucky to find the players who will also help him to pick up from there.
I think his competition will be Gigi, because at the end of season last year, Gigi was doing very, very, very well. And I don't know how they do it, but since they are both good, by then coach yasalawo kyekibera mu kisaawe. So nze nga fan twala coach kyabalese. Both they are good. So the best one will play.
No doubt Kcca is the best team in the country. So Mazengo is lucky to join actually the best team in Uganda. So I welcome him. Let him expect the best from the club, and we also expect him to do the best for the club.
Honestly, let me even speak this in Uganda. Mazengo, Zego is such a talented fella. I say Mazengo has what we call a radiological eye. He has X-ray vision in his feet. Mazengo ajayisa pass ku musajja oyo Geoffrey Waswanga tasobola giraba. Tajja kugiraba. Mazengo is talented. Otufunulira abasajja nga Fadiga. What does work? Kiki otamanyi ku Fadiga? Opposing atobadde mu ggwanga. We are signing people who are well talented. Nze ndi sure Kcca is going to win the next between the next 5 league trophies, and actually we are bringing Confederations Cup home. Mark my words.
Now, just like I told you, we have a guest in studio this week. He's a former footballer. He has another sport he plays right now. He made the switch a couple of years ago. He'll be telling us who he is in this country and a lot more from him tonight. Yes, sir.
Good evening, Moses. How are you?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
I'm okay.
So my name is Maxime Van P. I'm a former football player and currently the captain of the Ugandan motocross team. I'm also a big Kcca fan.
Wow.
I watched my first game about 3-4 years ago. I remember it was a home game against Ondu Paraka, which is a big team, a big player in the Ugandan Premier League. So I loved the atmosphere. Even the visiting team came with a big crowd. So the atmosphere of the game was really nice, and we managed to win this game. So that's when I got to really get into the Kcca vibe, and obviously also had some friends of mine, some old teammates who played there. There was Saddam. Actually, by that time Saddam was not yet there, but there were a couple of other players I played with, and so it made me feel closer to that team. And since then, Kcca has been my team, and I've been trying to watch some home games. Unfortunately, I can't always make it there because of motocross. I also practice during the weekend. But Kcca is a team I really enjoy watching. The stadium is in town, so it's also quite easy to reach and go watch the team. And since then, yeah, I'm still a Kcca boy.
Wow. So Maxime, speaking about KKL, I mean KKL days when you were playing football, KCC signed Stefano Loro Mazengo. He's a former player for KKL. Any friend memories you have with him?
Yeah, for sure. Steph and I go way back. Stefano Mazengo Loro, we go really way back. I know him for more than 10 years. We were at the same school together. We played for the same team. We played KKL together. And today, when I see him in all the papers signing for Kcca, for me it's great joy. I'm really happy, not only because Kcca is a club that I support, but now that one of I call him a brother almost, because we have so much past together. Kcca signing him for me is a great feeling, because I know how Stefano plays. I know he's a good player, and which is why the coach Mike Mutebi has given him his trust. And I would like to thank the coach for doing that also, because it's not easy. He's a different kind of player. He's going to bring something to the game, I'm sure. If he's given the chance, I think he can really bring something to the team. And really looking forward to have him on the pitch. He's a nice boy. He's kind. He's hardworking. So I don't see why things shouldn't go smooth in his new club. And I think the fans will enjoy the way he plays. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to put pressure on him, because as a new player sometimes you get this pressure. But Stefano is a very focused guy. He knows what he wants, and he'll work hard for it. So I have trust in him, and I just want to give him all the best of luck. And if he's watching this show, I would just like to wish you, well, for the 5th time, best of luck to you, Mazengo. Enjoy your game, and you'll do well. Yeah.
Well, you've mentioned about focused and a different kind of player. So we should be expecting you more at Lugogo now that we have someone on the team that you've probably played before with, and a friend.
No, for sure. And I would always try to come to the home games for Kcca. There was times I couldn't make it, but now I even have an extra reason to come, and because Stefano really is a very close family friend. Actually, his brother and I are in business together. I see Stefano almost every day. We work out together. We chill together, and so I really feel like he's very close to me. And for me, I only wish him the best at his new club.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the switch. Football, 15 years, gets an injury, switches to motocross.
Yeah.
So, how does the motocross? How has been the motocross journey?
Motocross journey has been good. Of course, there's been up and downs. There's been up and downs in the motocross journey, but that's in every sport. And nothing can always be perfect and nice. I had my crashes. I got again a bad injury on my knee about 2.5 years ago. But these are all part of the game, and as an athlete, I think we're always ready to, we always know that there could be a possibility of you getting injured, and what's important is to be able to get back on your feet and just gain that confidence again to do what you love again.
I'm quite sure you've also gotten injured while playing motocross before.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
And how have you been able to recover from things like this?
Yeah, like I was saying, you need to be ready. You know, when you get into these sports, even if it's football, golf, you need to be ready that something could happen. You hurt yourself, and then you have to take a step back and try to get back to where you were. And sometimes it's harder than other times. Like this last injury I got on my knee, where I tore my ACL, my meniscus, and my posterior ligament. That was a tough one for me. And it's only now that I'm fully feeling like, okay, now I'm back and I can get back to where I want to be. So it's tough, but if you have a passion for the sport, there is no doubt you'll get back on it. It really has to be something bad to keep you away from the sport. But if you have the passion for it, I think you'll always find a way to get back to what you love.
You're the captain for motocross right now. When do you become the captain, and any fond memories as captain?
So I became captain about 4.5 years ago. I took over from Arthur Blick, who is a legend in this sport. Everyone knows him not only for rally but also for motocross, and what he's done for the sport in general, the whole Blick family. I took over. It's not like I asked for it. One day Arthur gave me a call and he told me, "Hey, Maxime, I think you're the right person to take over." And I was very happy to see that such a legend puts his trust in me. And not only him, but even the rest of the riders. And for me, that made me feel good, and really want to continue bringing this, continue leading this team, because me representing my country is probably the best feeling I've ever had, and I want to continue being able to lead them and bring success to the country.
Wow. Your parting shots to the viewers, probably words to someone who wants to probably play the game of motocross or any other thing, probably football, something for them.
So to the viewers, I'd first like to thank all of you for watching the show. It was a pleasure to be here, and just wanted to give you some few last words. It's been some tough 3.5 months now with this whole COVID situation. The sports industry has really gone quiet, but we will be back. Safety is first, and whether it's football, whether it's motocross, it will come back, and we will enjoy the sports again. But for now, safety comes first, and we all can't wait to get back, whether it's us athletes or fans or organizers. We all just want life to get back to normal, and it will. So see you soon.
Well, guys, you've heard it. That's Maxime Van P. He's the captain motocross in Uganda. I feel big, man. I have had an interview with the captain motocross. It's not something that happens every time, but I'm very happy for him. He crossed from football to motocross, and he's really doing it big. He's the captain for the national team that is motocross in Uganda. We'll be going into a break, and when we return, we have so much more on this show. Stay tuned. Now, welcome back from the break. We'll be diving into the social media trivia. And last week, remember, we had the winner for this one, our first ever social media trivia. That was Mr. Manzi Ivan. And Mr. Manzi Ivan received his green jersey for Kcca Football Club. That's our third kit for the 2019-2020 season. Now, we had another question this week. Was Kcca has a number of schools of excellence. Name them. And one lucky winner was to win a Kcca jersey. That's the green jersey, and we'll have got to know the winner on the Kcca Fc TV show that is on Sanyuka TV Sunday at 10 p.m. Now, a couple of folks gave in their answers, and we'll be reading through some of the submissions people gave. Mr. Manzi Ivan came back again and said Masaka SS, Chibuli SS, and Old Kampala SS. Edono Emmanuel also participated the other week, said schools of excellence with Masaka SS, Chibuli SS, and Old Kampala SS. Kenneth Biarugaba Mugume, Masaka Secondary School, Chivuli, Budo. A couple of folks, but we'll go with the best answer, and we'll have to have a different winner this time around. We cannot have the same person. I see Manzi had the answer, but we cannot have Manzi winning again. He seems to be so updated about the football club. But Emmanuel 505, that is at 505_Emmanuel, is our winner for this week, and his answer was Masaka SS, Old Kampala SS, and Chivuli SS. That is for Twitter. Congratulations, Emmanuel 505. We'll be letting you know how you will be picking that jersey, and congratulations again. And on Facebook, we had the same question, and we had a couple of answers, and folks are really, they had very interesting answers. Someone just said Masaka SS. I mean, we said name all of them. But I mean, you're right, but we wanted all the schools. There are 3 schools. Someone here called Dan comes and says Chivuli SS, Lira Town College. We have never had that one. But probably would maybe want to have them. Asimwe Medi says Luzira SS. We've never had that one. Someone says Budo. We have a couple of players from Budo, but Budo is not one of our schools of excellence. But probably in the future we'll have them tied down with the club. We have Mr. Miles Nyombi Tuzinde says Chivuli and Masaka, only 2 schools. No, there are 3. And we have Mr. Joseph Sparko saying Chivuli SS. That's only 1 school. We wanted only 3. And then the winner for the Facebook trivia question, that is, name all the schools of excellence for Kcca Fc. And this is Mr. Edonu Emmanuel. He also participated on Twitter, but he wins on Facebook. And he says, schools of excellence, that's Masaka SS, Chivuli SS, and Old Kampala SS. Congratulations, Edonu Emmanuel. You're the first winner for Facebook. Remember, last week we didn't have a win on Facebook. We had a win on Twitter. So Edonu Emmanuel is our winner for Facebook this week. Congratulations, Mr. Edonu, and we'll be letting you know how you will pick that jersey, and it's the green jersey. That's our 3rd kit for the 2019-2020 season. It's a very beautiful jersey, and I mean, you will really love it. I'm quite sure you really love it. And now remember, we told you that we'll be profiling different departments at Kcca Football Club, and we started with the custodian department. That's the goalkeeping department, where we had their coach, Mr. Chiwanuka Daniel, with the goalkeepers taking us through what exactly happens before the games and after the games, and also during the games, how they prepare for this one. Now this week, we have the fitness department, their coach, and that is Mr. Kadu Badru, together with some other players, Poloto Julius and Gift Ali. We caught up with these ones, and they told us how exactly they do their rehabilitation just when they leave the physiotherapist, and now it's time for fitness when they get injured. They've been injured before, and for quite some time, and this is what happened when we caught up with the fitness department.
My name is Kadu Badru Mukasa, born on 10th October 1970 in Lugazi, Buyukwe district, by the father, the late Mukasa Ahmad Kaunao, and my mother, who is still living, Nakaung Rose, who stays in Buyukwe town. I am a technician by profession, and I've been in the coaching industry for over 25 years when I left playing as a player, where I featured in Nagarama Rockets Football Club, as well as Buyukwe Red Stars Football Club. My job at KCC, I'm the fitness coach as well as the head of analytics. In the areas of fitness, I do programs to improve the players' availability to the manager as well as the longevity to the manager. To the areas of head of analytics, I do scouting reports. I also do evaluate the performances of player, which is done yearly or quarterly or even weekly, to unveil them to the manager to do his own work. A football club like KCC, we are developing a physical development program, which is going to run from the development sides up to the senior team. The purpose is, first of all, to produce the readiness of the players as well as the robustness of the players. In that, our duty here is to prepare physically and mentally the players, and before the player crosses the white line to go to the field, we profile them, we check their aerobic capacities, their strength and their speed, explosive and whatever. So it's very important for such a club to be with a physical development framework which runs from the development part. And when the seasons are off, we prepare programs for the players. They carry individual programs which are supervised by the fitness coach. I supervise them. Like now we have been in the COVID. We send them the videos. They send us videos after workout. Sometimes we interact with them when they are working out, and we supervise them. Then let alone get reports when they come back. So that means we are starting our pre-season, and our pre-seasons now we are looking at developing the motor qualities that are required by the demands of the game to push us throughout the seasons. Now that, for instance, KCC is on the continent as well as the league, which has very big demands, we have to see to it that the players that we are going to use will give the manager ample selection and must be very capable of performing to the expectations. Part of the duties I do at the club and other people who are working behind me, we rehabilitate players who are going through injuries, and it is just we have a team which is working on that, and that is including the doctors, the physio, as well as the fitness coach and other people who are working behind us. And the process is very simple. They first of all go from the doctors who analyzes the kind of injuries that the player has. Then after that, they recommend whether it is surgery or whether it is just can be manageable. So they come to the doctor. Our doctor also analyzes. Then the physio starts with them. After the physios, they leave their office. Then they come to my office. I prepare a program that is a video program, which is geared at one, improving their physical strength, and two, and then going to explosivity, as well as other qualities of which make owing the demands of the game. Now, sometimes it depends on the injury. Sometimes takes long, like we had some players who can take about 18 months, others is just minimal. And as they go, before they step over to the field for return to play, we test them and also later on manage them growing slowly by slowly. And after testing them and monitoring them, we make sure they are ready for return to play, and we hand them to the manager. Nunda Jackson, he stayed with me at about 18 months. In fact, it is very painful seeing a player, quality player staying outside when others are enjoying. But when he came back, I remember that game once we were playing against Onduparaka. He just came on for 7 minutes and he made wonders. He destroyed the defense of Onduparaka and scored. That moment, I was overjoyed, and I even shed tears to see that guy coming back. So that's the moment. The other second one is Poloto. Is one of our young ones who has been grown with us. He's coming through the ranks. He also stayed out of play for quite a long time, about 11 months.
I just used to stay at home. Yeah, sometimes I come here and watch matches, and it wasn't real good. You watch your friends playing football. My brothers I started with, yeah, when they are playing, I'm not playing.
I think that is the most difficult moment for a sportsman, when you are not able to do what you love doing best. It's a passion, you know. Unfortunately, I've had quite a number of setbacks. Mine has majorly been a bad knee. For I think 3-4 years back, I've had it. It's been really challenging.
But God is good. I came back and I started playing again. I got setbacks, but good enough. I'm again back, and I see more coming.
When he was coming back, also he was even given a standing order ovation by the crowd, and I very much proud. And now I can see him playing, and I did enjoy when he's coming.
The most challenging things were the setbacks. Setbacks when I started the rehabilitation. Yeah, you'll be working, you feel pain, you go back to the doctor, he gives you some advice, but when you're not really convinced, you feel like maybe I'm okay, again you get a setback, you feel pain. So to one extent that I came back to the field, and again I got a setback after playing like two matches. Again I went back, again I came back.
The biggest challenge you still have with the players, especially Ugandan players, is the lifestyle vis-a-vis the professionalism. You'd think that after the long work with 8 weeks or 8 weeks of preparation and the pre-season, you think the players who can manage themselves and look after themselves, such that you just have to monitor and maintain the fitness they have. But it comes a challenge that because of their lifestyle, you're always having physical demands calling, and you have to enter to interfere with the head coach's a periodization, so it brings a very big challenge where the coach has got different demands. You also have to improve the physical fitness of a player, so it is so demanding. So if the players only knew that this is a job and this is a full-time job which requires them to be top-notch fit, I think it will be very, very nice.
I should say, ever since it started, this has been the longest I've been injury-free. I thank God for that. And also working with the best physiotherapist and fitness coach at the club helped a lot. We sat down and planned together with the other doctors, the Kcca hospitals involved partly, to see how best they could help me. I followed the guidelines, and discipline was key, because at one time the body really wants to play football, but you cannot, because if you don't want to risk going back to the pitch and again getting off the pitch injured.
We designed a program, which program consisted of maintenance, purely maintenance, because it is very painful for a player to come from zero to push them out to the demands of the game. So we designed a program which they do 3 to 4 days a week, and with this program, it's purely strengthening, stability, and then the core qualities of the demands of the game. But what we still use is the scientific way of Zooming. We do Zooming, we interact with them. Sometimes we do WhatsApp, they send videos, of which videos we evaluate them and then also tell them what exactly they should do to improve. My proudest moment at KCC, it happened here when we are eliminating El Masri and we are going in the group stages of CAF Confederation, which happened away in Egypt. It was very, very emotional. It had never happened to me, and I felt very, very, each time I think it inspired me so much to do a lot and to go and learn a lot from it, because we met so many challenges, but however we managed to go over them and qualified into the group stages of CAF Confederation. The worst moment just came last season. We failed to qualify in Champions League when we were playing against Petro de Rwanda. We played very well our way. We managed to do a 0-0. We needed only one goal to pass the defense of Petro, but we failed to do it, and I was very disappointed. Everyone can acquire the fitness he requires, but it's like I said, the challenge is, first of all, it goes to the person. The person in you is very, very important. But right now, KCC is trying to put up structures. One of the biggest clubs in Uganda, and we are rating ourselves #1. This time around, we have acquired scientific measures which we think will assist us to monitor the players right from the development side to the senior level. So I am calling to even other friends of mine who are working with other clubs also to copy the same, because this is the way to go. The challenges we meet on the continent are more of physicality than tactical. So I would wish everybody, we get together, we share a lot, we have a lot to share. We can get on the big network and get everything we require to develop these players, because it is #1 now as far as modern football is concerned.
Wow, top class staff from the fitness department. I'm really, really impressed. I've been able to see Julius Poloto and Gift Ali fight back to full fitness. Poloto got injured from March 2019. He returned in November 2019. Those are 9 months. And what a time, really, what a time. But he's really back, and he's, very positive. Together with Gift Ali, he had a stellar season last time, and they're really, really positive. We'll be going into a break, and when we return, we have an interview with Mazengo Stefano Loro. How has he coped up with the lockdown? We also have an exclusive with one of our former chairmen and also former player, Mr. Godfrey Kcca. Now welcome back from that break. It's time to relive some of the past memories of the football club. Remember, we told you we have an exclusive with Mr. Godfrey Kcca. He's a former player and also former chairman for Kcca Football Club. He'll be telling us he compared both generations, that is, the generation then and the generation now, how are things a little bit different. I mean, from his own perspective, this is what happened when we paid a visit to Mr. Godfrey Kcca.
Now that the institution has given you everything you want, you have a stadium, you have a periodic pay for the players, you have a bus, the federation has given you money when you are going into the continent. Not so. Yes, when you are going into the continent, you remember in the past you used to pay, which was very costly. The tickets, you know, CAF is paying for the referees. Not so. We used to pay tickets for referees, allowances for referees to come in. Now that is being taken care of. So why can't we be the TP Mazembe of Uganda? Why? Everything is taken care of. Why can't we be the TP Mazembe of Uganda? There is a roadblock now. Those managers who take our players when they are not yet ripe. So the federation should sit down and see, because when you develop your Okero, he's taken to where? Esperance? Algeria. You will develop another one. Before you realize, he's also taken to Lusaka by a club which pays $1,500. You develop another one, Kadu, he's taken, you know. So when are we going to build the capacity to attack the continent and reach that level where there is a lot of money? That money could come to us and make us into a giant club in the region. So we have to find a way. You know, for us, we had the same problem some years back. Ours was not in the continent. Our problem was a local one. KCC would develop players in the city clubs. Then, before they joined the senior team, there was a big club on the neighborhood who would come and want to enter into your investment prematurely by dangling money and other benefits. So you would not be able to benefit from your investment in the city clubs. So even when you are going into the continent, somebody would come and take 6 of your players, yet you are going into the continent. So we went into the federation and some sort of medicine was found that a club going into the continent cannot lose so many players, it cannot do that. It helped for some time. Okay? But now I see this situation which you are in is a difficult one. You develop your Okero, he goes to Cairo. You develop another one, he goes, people are dangling money, which I don't blame them. They can't refuse. So when are we, KCC, going to be like TP Mazembe? This is the challenge we are faced with. Because we cannot pay, you give them 1.5 million. Those people, I don't know, they give them a lot of money. Yes, and they will take it. These managers put a lot of things in their heads. They will not even concentrate when you tell them what to do. They will not even wait. They go there. Abaganda balina kye bagamba okuguba. They go there, ne baguba. Tebazanya, babeera awo, they get frustrated, then they come back. Ate bwe badda wano, nga balaba buno obusente butono, nga abe Zambia bagaba $2,200. Nga babatwala. Nga agenda nga abiri. So usanga bwonoonese. You have not seen anybody of those. Apart from a few others that I see in Turkey, naye alinga Sekajja. Have you seen any of these bloods who are going now? Because bagenda bakyalirwo. Nga tebannatuuka ku standard eri ate ekirala abalala baba bakulu. Those teams there, abaana bafuna bato. I saw Barcelona and Arsenal. I saw yesterday Barcelona was playing, you know their league. There's a young guy, Ansu Fati, somebody like that. Very, very young. His father is a Guinean or something like that.
Guinean.
Yes. Very, very, very young. But you can see how he has fitted there. Because he went there as a young man. Even Messi, as a young man. Nife tutwala abantu bakaddu, ontwala omuntu mukulu. Agenda okutuuka eri to really struggle with those Egyptians. Even those Egyptians bafuna abaana bato bava mu academies. You know? So there is a lot of work to be done, but I'm happy you are on the right path.
Now remember, we had a new signing on the show last week, that is Mazengo Stefano Loro. He's an Italian and he has spent his entire lockdown in Uganda. We caught up with him to find out how he has spent this lockdown and some of the things that he has learned from it, how he's keeping fit. This is what exactly Mazengo told us. Have a look.
You know, personally I'm blessed enough to live in a nice place where we have a small garden. So I was able actually to work out, not just do standing exercises, but you know, I could move along with the ball, play with friends, play different sports, you know, stay in shape. So of course it was a tough period for a lot of people in Uganda and in the entire world. But you know, it was an unexpected challenge, and hopefully sooner or later we'll come out even stronger, because you know, we miss our normal life. We miss coming here to play football, moving around, being with friends. But at the same time, until we beat it, you know, we have to remain conscious that, you know, it's still around here. You know, we have to wear masks, clean our hands, make sure that we respect the rules that the government and the Ministry of Health have issued, and be patient. I urge all of you to be patient, and we'll come out on top as usual.
And that is it for this week. Remember, we relived memories on this show. That is Mr. Godfrey Kcca, an ex-player and former chairman. We also caught up with Maxime Van P, former player, friends with most of the players at Kcca Football Club now, the captain, motocross. I mean, I interviewed the captain motocross, guys. I mean, how do you feel about that? But it's been a crazy show. I mean, very nice things, fan zone, their opinion on Mazengo Stefano Loro. Now, next week, I don't want to be predicting things, but we might have something special on the show. Could it be a new signing? Could be anything. And crazy stuff happening on the show next week. Have a very good night. My name is Magero Moses Mwanje. That's it.